Alright guys, it's Adam here from DirectionTrader.com. I'm going to do a daily recap for the 26th of February. Every trade today came in the ES. Pretty well just watched that. We had a lot of news come out at the 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern time. And plus we had Bernanke speaking today. So we was a little bit cautious all day and just wanted to be very conservative on everything we did. So took 4 different positions, ended up getting 9 ticks out of it in the ES market, trading anywhere from 1 to 2 contracts. Starting out here, the market started to sell off. We were looking at the half gap down here, the blue dash line, so we were looking for only shorts whenever the internal started to sell off. So right out of the gate, we went ahead and went short here on a pullback. We got our first target +2, but then the market decided to turn against us. You know, just as we were bringing our second contract down to our entry price. So really no harm, no foul there. We got +2 and then stopped out. And then the internals actually stayed somewhat bearish, and we were predominantly looking for only shorts here. There really wasn't any setup to the long side because of news announcements coming out around this time and so on and so forth. So we were sitting on our hands a little bit, waited. After the news announcement came out, we got a pullback short. We had our order out at 14.95.50. Ended up coming up touching, pulling back. I moved it down to 14.94.25, and it got a little touch back up to the 50 level. Got me my fill. I got +2, +5 to the downside for a +7. Then the market continued to sell off, so on and so forth. We got another pullback, but this had come as we were coming down and retesting the previous day's close, and then we were 2 ticks away from the previous day's low. So I wasn't going to go. I knew this was going to start getting a little bit choppy. I started talking about in the room how I can see this getting a little bit choppy down in here in this area. We've now filled the half gap. We've now filled the full gap, and we have a halfway back here position. And so what I did, I took 1 contract. It ticked down, but right here we had a huge spike up on the internal tick, the nicey tick. So I went ahead and pulled my order down to +1. So just 1 contract. It got out early. Once it went 4 or 5 ticks in my direction here, it's micro here, so you can't really see it on this chart. But I pulled my target down to +1, and we got stopped out. So that's all right. +1 on that. And then the market did decide to bounce off of the previous day's close. So what I did was took a longer term long here, went long here at 14.90, 2 contracts, got my first contract off at +2, and then the market started to roll over. I had a guy in the room ask me why not to take this short here, because typically we want to go in the direction of the moving averages. Obviously you can see the moving averages here had crossed to the downside and created a pullback, and then it worked out to the downside. The reason I didn't do that, let me pull up here the longer time frame. Over here we got the 1600 tick. Here we got the 512. This exact setup right here that we went long, looky right here on the longer time frame. The moving averages had crossed up, and we were in a pullback long. So that's why we took this position long rather than waiting for the short to set up, because we were in the direction of the longer term. And on top of that, we were bouncing off some major support down here. So we were thinking, so since this got bounced off basically the previous day's low, to be exact, the previous day's close, we were thinking this market was going to just continue to scale its way back up to the highs. That is obviously not what happened, but that's what we were looking for while we were actually trading this live. So that's why we took that long rather than taking this micro short, which would have played out. But we were in it for the long position. So not a bad day. It was, like I said, a little bit more of a conservative day, which is fine, especially when you got a lot of news announcements coming out and Bernanke on the podium. So not too bad. 4 trades, pretty conservative. So that's it for today. If you're interested in how I did this, or come and watch me, come join me at DirectionTrader.com and take a trial to the live trading room. All right, have a good day.